today's class we will be talking about the second type of plant tissue, that is the permanent tissue. As we know that meristematic tissues consist of cells which are continuously in a state of division. They are multiplying in number. But the permanent tissue consists of cells which are non-dividing in nature. That means they will not undergo any further division. They have already become mature. So the cells can either be living or non-living. Non-living as in the cells of the bark of the trees, the tree which have become very old, they have bark, and the cells of the bark are usually dead, and those are permanent tissue. Now, on the basis of the function and the location where these tissues are located, they are of different types. Basically, they are categorized into two types, which you well know, you have already studied in class 7: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So, first let us deal with the simple permanent tissue. Under simple permanent tissue, the first category is protective tissue. That means protective means protection. So these tissues may have cells which are thick in nature, because if they are thick, then only they will be able to protect. As cell need to, as we have house, isn't it? And outside the house there is a boundary. So as thick the boundary is, the more protective we assume the house to be. So the cells are thick in nature. Next, they can be of varied shapes. Okay. Now these cells are mainly located, or this tissue, this protective tissue is mainly located at the external surface of the root, leaf or stem. As for example, you can see in this slide the epidermis of the stem. Epidermis means the outer layer of the stems. So, or in bark of the tree. It can also be present in the bark of the tree, to wherever it will be present in the external layer. So the second category is the supporting tissue, which includes the first, parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue, as you have already studied in class 7, is found in mature part of the plant, or you can say in almost all the regions of the plant. Now these tissues have cells which are large and have thin wall, and they can be of varied shape, either oval or egg shape, spherical or earth shape, or polygonal in shape. Now the next thing is this: the cells have large single vacuole. Now what is the significance of vacuole? Vacuoles are usually pockets which store water. So as these cells are not dividing, they need water for the survival. So for that they need to store water inside. So they have large vacuole for storage of water. Now the second point is that they are mainly located in the central region or in the exterior region of the plant. Now what is the meaning of cortex and pith? As you can see in the slide, third point, when you take a section of a stem or a leaf, that means a small part of the leaf or stem, and you cut it and put glycerin on it and few solution and observe it under a microscope, then you will find a circular structure. So this is a section or circular longitudinal section of a leaf or a stem. Whatever section you have taken, you will see the central region. It will have different region. The outermost region is termed as cortex. Next to cortex, the region is medulla, and the interior region is pith. So this parenchyma tissue is present in the exterior cortex region and also in the central pith region. Now these tissues are mainly work as a food storage tissues. So they have cells which can store food as it is in potatoes, or they also acts as temporary support to the plant. This slide shows you the parenchyma cells. As you can see, these are large and globular in structure. Now parenchyma is again of varied types. Like one is chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma is a type of parenchyma tissue which take part in the process of photosynthesis. And the second category is erenchyma. Erenchyma tissue is a type of parenchyma tissue which is found in aquatic plants, means plants those are living in water. This helps in providing buoyancy to the plants, because plant needs to float in water. No, they cannot get submerged inside the water, so the leaf need to be in an waterproof medium. So this parenchyma tissues have air spaces in between them through which air can pass, and this how the plants remain floating in the water. They provide them buoyancy. This is known as buoyancy. When something is not getting inside of submerged inside the water, instead it is floating, that is known as buoyancy.
The ones with chlorophyll are called chlorenchyma and help in photosynthesis. Some have air spaces and are present in aquatic plants for buoyancy. They are called as aerenchyma. Parenchyma are found all over the plant body and help in storage, photosynthesis in some, and giving buoyancy in some, for example aquatic plants. The ones with
Now the next type of supporting tissue is the collenchyma. As you can find in the book also, the meaning of colon is glue. Now this consists of cells which are little elongated and they are thick at the corners. They are not entirely thick. Like parenchyma cells where are thin, but these cells are thick at the corner. And why thick at the corner? They are thick at the corner due to the presence of a type of cellulose known as pectin. Now these cells are mainly found in the leaf stalk. Now what is the meaning of leaf stalk? Those who don't know, from the main branch the stem arises as sub branch, and from where the leaf emerge, that part is known as leaf stalk. It is also found below the epidermis of the stem. That means the stem's outermost layer is epidermis, so the layer next to epidermis, that is subepidermis, in that subepidermis region collenchyma tissue can be present. Now what is the function of the tissue? This tissue usually gives support to the plant, like it provides flexibility to the plant. The plant are able, like you have seen that when storms comes or very vigorous breeze comes in, that time the plants, some plants are not falling down or they are not drooping. It is because of the collenchyma which provide flexibility, so they can bend. The plants can bend and they can again regain their position. They can again come back to the position. It is because of the flexibility provided by collenchyma tissue. Now,
thickened corners. They provide flexibility to plants so that parts can bend without breaking. For instance, they are at petiole, leaf stalk, etc. Thickened corners.
the third type of supporting tissue is the sclerenchyma tissue. Scleren means heart. Now this tissue have cells which are long and narrow, and they are hard because of the presence of dead cells. That means the cells are not living, they are become dead, and because of dead cell only the tissue has a hard appearance. Now these cells are usually thick. Why they are thick? Because of the presence of lignin. Lignin is a type of cellulose or type of sugar which is present in the plant. These tissues as being hard mostly present in the bark of the wood, or it can be present in the epidermis region of the stem, that means the bark, the wood region of the trunk region of the tree. As being it is being hard, it will present in that region, or it can also be present in the veins of the leaf. Leaf have lining there, isn't it? So in those lining it can be present to provide protection. It maintains a static position. It helps a plant to maintain a static position. It also gives support to the plant. Now the next slide will show you the video which will make more clear the concept of sclerenchyma.
They have thick cell walls and the cell lumen is lost. The main function is to provide mechanical support. They form the hard covering of seeds, jute, wood fibers and husk of coconut.